What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after a slight up winning day, but back-to-back 2-1 days. We'll take that at every turn. Look, I know we want to go 3-0. We almost went 3-0 if we just got the Reds in extras to beat the Pirates. We would have gone 3-0. Instead, Guardians continue the misery for the Tigers. They have now passed the Tigers, and they've made up the 15.5 game deficit. Unbelievable. Red Sox over 7-1. They win over the Blue Jays, but the Reds lose in extras, so unfortunately we go down with that one. But 2-1, up 0.89 units. Yesterday was 0.9 units. So, look, take 2-1 every single day. We win, and we move on to a Thursday. So pretty good run going here. We lost on Monday, won on Tuesday, and won on Wednesday. As we get to Thursday, we're back to football today with Thursday night football with the Seahawks on the road up against the Arizona Cardinals. So stay tuned coming up for that. Before we get to the picks and the plays, let me tell you about our friends at Hard Rock Bet. Now, today's show being brought to you by Hard Rock Bet. See why Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app is top rated if you've tried other sportsbook apps. When you open up Hard Rock Bet, you'll see the app is clean and simple, but still packed with promos. Week 4 kicks off tonight with Seattle versus Arizona. Hard Rock Bet puts stats and streaks and insights at your fingertips from every game. Listen to this from Hard Rock Bet, the Stats Hub. Seattle has won 7 in a row against Arizona. Yep, that's going to come into my handicap. Goes back to 2021. Seattle has won 7 games in a row, which is pretty impressive. Seahawks have won 8 in a row as road favorites. Sam Darnold has rushed for 11 or more yards in 4 consecutive games against NFC West opponents. His line's only 7.5 rush yards tonight on Hard Rock Bet. So, still haven't placed your first bet on Hard Rock Bet? It's not too late. Place a $5 bet, and if it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your payout. Plus, tonight on Hard Rock Bet, you can get a Thursday night parlay boost for the game. There's new promos every day. Boost your same game parlay or SGP Max tonight so your bet pays extra winnings. Download the Hard Rock Bet and make your first deposit. All right, let's go right into this. So you have the stats from Hard Rock Bet. I'm going to give you stats from what I think is the best piece of content that comes out every single week for the NFL, and that's Evan Abrams and his primer for Action Network. It's just the best thing going, period, on sports betting. And if you are a sports gambler, I wish we would hire him at BettingPros because I love the guy. I think he's incredible. And I think the primer is something you have to read before you bet. It's where I get my stats. Like, if you talk about all the ATS stuff that I reference, it all comes from Evan. And I've told this. I'm like, Evan, you literally make my life so much easier because you get it all in one place. So we talked about the 7-0 straight up mark. Yep. We talked about the wins in a row on the road. Yep. Kyler Murray is 2-8 straight up and 3-7 ATS in his career against the Seahawks. His last win came all the way back in 2020. But there's more than this, okay? Look, Sam Darnold's not been good in the first half, ATS-wise, in his career, but Kyler Murray's been awful. And I mean just like straight up awful. Against the NFC West, Kyler Murray is 6-24 against the first half spread, including a 1-14 first half ATS against the NFC West in his last 15 starts. 1-14. Of 245 quarterbacks since 2005, Kyler Murray's record of 6-24 is the worst for any quarterback. The next worst is Tony Romo at 17-31. Yikes. The Cardinals have also lost 5 consecutive games outright in the game directly following facing the 49ers, including going 4-18 straight up in that spot since 2012. It's not just a Kyler Murray problem, it's a franchise problem. Kyler Murray, though, is 2-6 straight up in the week immediately following a game against San Francisco. The road at night hasn't been great for Seattle, though. Dating back to 2018, they are 5-9 ATS on the road in primetime. That's not good. So, who has the stats that come into play more? Well, look, I think Seattle's pretty good. I really do. And as a starter, Kyler Murray is 8-22 straight up against the NFC West, including 3-10 since 2022. I'm sorry, he's never finished above 500 against his own division in the NFL. This is just a game that I think that the Seattle Seahawks are just the better football team. I know they scored a ton of points last week, but look, it was the Saints. I'm not going to put a lot of stock into it, but I like Sam Darnold. I like the fact this number is really small, and I like the fact that, well, we don't just have an opportunity to bet on the game for Seattle to win the game. The first half number is too tasty not to pass it up. It's actually plus money. So I'm going to take them both. I'm going to take Seattle to win the game, lay the 1 point. Seahawks win the game, -1. But additionally, I'm going to take the plus 105, and I'm going to take Seattle in the first half. I mean, that number, 1-in-14 ATS, speaks volumes to me. As a trend better, this is the stuff I look at. This is the stuff that makes a lot of sense to me in terms of repeating history. And I just think this Seahawks defense is really, really good. I think Darnold won't have to do very much. I don't want to touch the total. I think it's kind of a difficult prediction to make here as to what's going to happen. But I haven't liked Kyler Murray in the NFL. On Thursday, I haven't liked Kyler Murray. I just small favorite, small dog. It doesn't really matter. Kyler Murray is, though, if you want to talk about overs, at home, Kyler Murray is 26-18 to the over since he was drafted. That's the fourth best mark of 120 quarterbacks who have come into the league since Kyler Murray's been drafted. So he is an over team at home, but it's Thursday night football. I don't know. I don't know how quickly I'm jumping on the over today or even teasing this game. I'm just going to go ahead and lay the 1 with Seattle for the game and take the plus 105 at a half a unit. They must be winning by any denomination, but Seattle winning at halftime in the first half at plus money. So our two bets on the game coming up here for today. Seattle -1 for the game. Seahawks -0.5 point for the first half. Now, let's talk about our friends at Omaha Steaks. These guys are back with us again. These guys have been with us for a while. We are very excited about Omaha Steaks. Look, I'm a dad. Being a dad, I look for dinners that are quick during the week. And Omaha Steaks is in my fridge. Omaha Steaks has been with me here on the Daily Juice for a long period of time. You guys know how we feel about Omaha Steaks, and the partnership that we have had with them has been absolutely tremendous. And when it's football season and it's grilling season, it is Omaha Steaks season. And when they have this sale, we highly recommend you check it out. It is the Red Hot Sale event. You can get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, plus our listeners get an extra $35 off for the code JUICE at checkout here. So when you're looking for quick meals, good meals, high quality meals in your freezer, the burgers are tremendous. Grass-fed, grain-finished beef has more marbling for exceptional flavor, and it's the choice of steakhouses and professional chefs around the world. Omaha Steaks delivers an exclusive lineup of USDA certified tender steaks, and their fan favorite fillets have achieved the distinction of USDA certified very tender. America's original butcher since 1917. Omaha Steaks, family owned with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event. For an extra $30 off, use the promo code JUICE at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with the promo code JUICE at checkout. See site for details. Okay, one Major League Baseball game to get into, and I'm going to go back here, and maybe I'm, a glutton for punishment, but it's Nick Lodolo on the mound for the Reds. His wins 7-4 over the Cubs. 3-2 over the Cubs, 5-0 over Washington, 8-4 over the Mets, 6-0 over Washington. Now, he has lost 4 games as well, 7-4, 4-3, 5-1, 5-4 in that same time frame. But I can't see the Reds getting swept by the Pirates. I just can't see it, okay? Their whole year's on the line. They're one game out of a wild card spot. They have to win this game. They have no choice. They're at home. They've lost the first 2 games to the Pirates, amazingly enough. I don't think Nick Lodolo in the Pirates or in the Reds lose to the Pirates. Braxton Ashcroft is going for the Pirates. He has a 2.23 ERA and a 1-1 record. Okay, 25-year-old kid. Hasn't been pitching a ton in the big leagues, but for this team, 2-0 win over the A's, 4-0 loss to the Cubs, and a 3-2 loss to the Orioles on the road. He did beat the Dodgers 3-0, although he went 3 innings. The team won the game. I just can't see the Reds not scoring here against the bullpen. This is no longer Skeens. I mean, they had numerous chances to win the game in extras. They got Skeens out of the game, and they just couldn't win the game. It was kind of annoying. And then a top of the 11th run for the Pirates, and then win the game 4-3. I just can't see the Reds losing it again. So I don't want to lay 160. So I'll just take a shot on the run line here. Reds on the run line to win the game, lay the 1.5, just because I can't see them losing another game. I can't. They may win by 1, I lose the bet. But at plus 134, I think it's too tasty for a Reds team. It's the first game of the day. It's really early. Day game. Warm temperatures, ball's going to fly. I think the Reds score a bunch of runs. The Reds on the run line at plus 134 for 1 unit. All right, so 2 football plays and 1 baseball play. I looked at the prop bet cheat sheet, and I really tried to find props for this game tonight. There's nothing I really like. I mean, you can do a Trey McBride anytime touchdown if you want. You can talk about the running game for the Seattle Seahawks not being very good and fade Kenneth Walker III if you want. But there was nothing that, Sam Darnold maybe throw a pick. There was nothing that jumped out at me. Those are all plays from the prop bet cheat sheet that the prop bet cheat sheet likes as 5-star plays. And we've been hitting about 62% on the 5-star plays on the prop bet cheat sheet. I can't bring myself to bet it. There's nothing there that screams bet. So I don't know. Maybe by the time I'm done with BVB, I will have changed my mind. What is BVB? If you guys haven't checked out my other show, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time on the YouTube channel for the Bostonian versus the Book. I'm the Bostonian at Boston versus the Book. That's the handle on X and on YouTube. We are live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to break down Arizona and Seattle for the Thursday night football game. If there's anything extra, maybe I'll come around to it at some point. I'll find a play that I like from a prop bet perspective. But for right now, there are no prop bets I like, but we will talk about this game and all the pennant chases as well coming up 1 p.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book, streamed on X as well at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.